I actually like Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev 2 better than I like Justin Gaethje versus Dan Hooker. And let me tell you why. Okay, I've already made a short on this, but I only have 60 seconds to explain in this short. But if we were to get Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje, is it a winnable fight for Justin Gaethje? Yes. But you want to know something? When Tony Ferguson was supposed to face Charles Oliveira, that was a winnable fight for Tony Ferguson. But that's when we realized that years of his life got taken away by that Justin Gaethje fight. Max Holloway did to Justin Gaethje what Justin Gaethje did to Tony Ferguson. Potentially. So, let's say Justin Gaethje, a striker who's already suffering from CTE before the Max Holloway fight, who got that massive beatdown. And if you look at the footage where it shows like them picking Justin Gaethje off the canvas at UFC 300, it's bad. It really is. It doesn't look good. It looks like that knockout was probably the final nail in the coffin for the wheels to finally come off for Justin Gaethje, right? Where Dan Hooker has kind of had like a slow erosion, but nothing serious to the point where it's like one fight's just going to change the perspective of his entire life, right? And a precision striker like Hooker, that's a bad matchup for Justin Gaethje right now at the moment, right? As you know, Tony Ferguson could grapple. Gaethje just wants to strike. Like, hands down. And even then, with the first Rafael Fiziev fight, Gaethje actually did shoot for some takedown, which was interesting. And Rafael Fiziev himself is a precision striker against Justin Gaethje, which could still happen where he gets Gaethje with something really bad, and then we all of a sudden see the wheels completely come off and all that. But Rafael Fiziev is just coming off of a freak injury to his leg from that Gamrot fight where he's not standing the same way. He might not even strike the same way after what happened to his knee, what happened to his leg. So we're going to have to see how Fiziev comes back, but depending on which stance he chooses, you're going to probably see that if Gaethje kicks Fiziev's leg the right way, it might re-aggravate that injury. So you're going to have two parties going into that octagon. One was serious CTE, which just might have been enhanced by his last fight, which was a war for 5 rounds, where he was getting the short end of the stick all 25 minutes and then finally got KO'd at the very last second of the fight, versus Rafael Fiziev, who threw one kick and it changed everything and took him out for a while. Now he's been trying to find a fight, get back to it. And before that, he had a really close fight with Justin Gaethje. So this is actually a recipe for a bigger what if versus Justin Gaethje versus Dan Hooker. Because I feel like if Gaethje versus Hooker happens, it might be an automatic win for Hooker. I hate to be the one to count out Justin Gaethje like that, but Gaethje's been around the sport for a lot longer than we realize now. It seems like just yesterday was 5 years ago where he was just entering his prime in the sport, but things change so fast right now. So for Justin Gaethje, it's kind of like, yeah, it's only a matter of time before his CTE got so bad or the damage accumulated over his multiple combat sports careers happened, right? So I'm just saying, if he were to go in with Hooker, I'd be biting my nails for Gaethje. At least right now, it could go either way. Either Fiziev's leg is going to get re-aggravated, or Gaethje's going to get hit with a clean shot and really go out nearly, again, life-changing type CTE stuff. And it's just apparent. I don't like to talk bad about Gaethje. I don't like to talk bad about Fiziev. Either way, this fight's going to end in a catastrophe, but at least both people have a puncher's chance. You know, I'm not saying that as a pun because they're both stand-up fighters, get a puncher's chance. But, yeah, I actually like this fight better than Dan Hooker for Justin Gaethje. But that's what I got to say. Thank you guys very much for sticking around with my ramble. Thanks for putting up with me. Peace out. Cheers. See you on the next.